it's a cool place to be.
50 years of NAPTE. Come for the content, leave with one hell of a story.
We've been doing it long enough. We've seen lots of people who have come here as interns and are part of the business now.
My first NAPTE was 1988, and I was a junior at the University of Texas. I was amazed at the scope and scale of it.
My first NAPTE was in the late 80s, and I remember they had all the stars. It was like going to Hollywood.
Happy birthday, NAPTE. 50 years young and still aging.
Happy birthday, NAPTE, from Irene de Ser Miss Venezuela 2011.
Happy birthday, NAPTE, from the entire universe and NASA.
Happy 50th, NAPTE, with all the Botox and the injections that you've been getting lately. I'm telling you, you don't look a day over 40.
Stay tuned. You don't want to miss my interview with Jason Priestley.
From the moment I was born, it was obvious that Fitzy had what it took to be number one. Sex appeal, charisma, and always being in the right place at the right time. When God gives you this much awesome, you have no choice but to be king. Let's do this.
Richard Fitzpatrick isn't just a used car salesman and a bar owner. I'm a leader, and that's why I'm running for city council. Me and my buddies are the species that need to be protected. We need a natural habitat, a place to call our own. That's right, this is my city. And this is my party, baby. Because with Fitz on city council, every day is open bar.
Oh, no, you don't, Richard Fitzpatrick! The good people of Coverton will not let the vice and filth of this town destroy you.
Care to comment? No. The last thing we need is to give Emma a Melody grave. She faked incest to get a poem in our yearbook.
Look whose little high school feud is getting in the way of Richard's campaign.
Mother.
With us now is Jason Priestley. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
Good. And we're here to talk about Call Me Fitz.
Call Me Fitz.
And tell us about your show.
Well, Call Me Fitz is about Richard Fitzpatrick, the character that I play on Call Me Fitz. And Fitzy is a used car salesman. He's a character of somewhat questionable character, you could say. But I always think of him as an everyman. He's doing the best he can with the limited tools at his disposal. The show is we just finished shooting our 4th season of the show, and I'm here at NAPTE to make sure that our show continues to sell well internationally. We're on in 92 countries around the world, and here in America we're on DirecTV on the Audience Network, but we're available on iTunes as well. You can buy entire seasons on iTunes.
There you go.
We're back.
It's like a warm, fuzzy blanket from your childhood that you can just wrap around you again. Add like a couple of F-bombs and bags to that, and you have season 2.
We turn into kids when we're on set. You know, we're always trying to make each other laugh.
Once that chink in your laugh armor goes, that's it. It's like take after another is ruined by just us cracking up.
We have such good writers. You can hear them up there in the room upstairs, giggling and making all kinds of noise, and you know that during the next episode you're going to get some good lines.
It's pretty easy to write for the show. You just basically drink about a half bottle of bourbon, get into a fight with a family member, think about a dog that died when you were 9, and then make fun of a hobo.
And I'm getting my life back. Yeah.
We've put Jason through a lot this year between
He's a
negligee,
yeah.
negligee at the cop shop out in the rain, a diaper, on a spinning wheel in his ginge gaunch.
The show is a half-hour single camera comedy. So for me, being able to do just flat-out, straight-up comedy is a lot of fun. You know, I certainly, at a lot of other times in my career, I've done things that are a lot more dramatic or even melodramatic and a lot more heavier material. So for me to be able to just do comedy is a lot of fun. I acted when I was a child. And as I started to get a little bit older in my life, and I realized that my dreams of playing in the NHL weren't going to come to fruition. I just didn't grow big enough, and I just wasn't quite good enough to make that my career in my life. I started to think about what I wanted to do with my life. And the one thing I kept going back to was acting. You know, it was something that I'd done earlier in my life, and something that I got a lot of enjoyment out of. So I did all the things that you're supposed to do. I started to take it much more seriously, and then once I graduated from high school, I went on to theater school and went to theater school for 2 years, and then continued on with my career. And that's sort of the thing that, when a lot of young actors come and ask me, about advice and what should I do, and I want to be an actor, what do I do? I always tell them, the most important thing you can do if you want to be an actor is to go and get an education on what it is to be an actor and how to act, and I always tell them that the most important thing is an education.
Do you have childhood friends that still, come around or call you or Facebook you and say, you know what, like, I remember when you were a little boy and that they're kind of proud of you?
No. I don't.
No core friends? All right, I will be your friend. Oh, Jason.
Is that sad?
No, it's okay. All right, so you want to be my friend? We'll be friends.
I do, actually.
Okay.
Apparently I need some friends.
Well, there you go. What a wonderful visit. Jason Priestley here on Live It Up.
Traditional championship wrestling. It's like the circle. We're bringing back the old wrestling to make it new again. This product we're trying to push out to the public all over the world. USA and the continent of Europe, down under Australia, New Zealand, where I'm from, and we hope that the people like this product. Here, we've got all kinds of characters in it. Look at this gentleman.
There are many characters in this show, ladies and gentlemen.
So how did you feel when they approached you to take part in this?
I was more than happy to take part in this. Like I believe in the product. I believe in the situation. Like this is everything that we're doing is everything that I've worked so hard for. I've been wrestling for 11 years. I've been on TV in 16 different countries, not the one that I live in, sadly. So, it's time. It's time. We're gonna drop in the hammer. Gonna go do some work and make this as big and as awesome and as bad as we possibly can. So, this is what we're here for. We're here to be, to make this the next big thing.
Congratulations on all your success, and thanks for playing around with me. It was a lot of fun.
It's always fun.
Nobody got hurt, just in case you were wondering. It's all good. I didn't hurt him yet. Uh-oh. Bye. Up next is Mark Simon. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Oh, it's great to see you. I'm doing great. Thanks.
I always love seeing your friendly face here down at NAPTE. Why are you here?
Well, we're here to help people with their pitch, and in particular, a couple times each day, we're going to be doing some pitch critiques. So I'm going to rip some people apart and show them how to make their pitches even better.
Now, you are somebody that actually knows how to do that because you've had projects to go green.
Absolutely, yeah. I've landed probably over 36 different distribution deals.
And what was it like when you landed your first deal?
Oh man, it was like winning the lottery. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, that's what we all look for. And then seeing it on the screen, it's incredible.
And I know that you're a big anime fan, big animation kind of guy. Tell us about your history with art and how you've blended that into today's current content.
Well, animation, I love everything about it. I've been a cartoonist my entire life. I've got a syndicated comic strip. I get to work with my heroes of my youth on all that. And then I just started animating stuff. I started animating for Disney as a freelancer, as a contractor. And I love being able to tell any story, and I love wild, bizarre humor. So to me, it's my favorite thing to do.
And if somebody doesn't get to meet you in person, if they're not able to come here and pitch you and you teach them how to pitch, do you still have that wonderful program that people can like kind of purchase or get some helpful tips from you?
Yeah, we've got what we call our TV Pitch School, which is a do-it-yourself kit that you can order and do it all at your house. It takes you through everything you need to know on how to develop, package, and pitch your own TV show. And just go to tvpitchschool.com to find it.
Excellent. Well, we're going to be staying here and getting some great pitches. So thanks so much for being my friend, and thank you for all the help that you've given me with my career. Mark Simon, I owe him a lot.
Two destinations for the show, off the beaten path kinds of destinations. And while there, you'll be able to do some...
Stop. All right. So you've gone through past a couple places where you really should have told me why I want to watch it. For instance, we go to some really different destinations, some things off the beaten path, like. Let me know why. So, like, what would be something that's different that I'm not seeing on Travel Channel or something else now?
Well, we go to Zions National Park in southern Utah.
NAPTE embraces an ever-changing industry and has evolved to be the bridge between content creation and monetization.
NAPTE draws the stakeholders together to explore what the various opportunities are.
You no longer only are able to sell to networks. You can now sell to the internet. You can be creative about how you distribute your product.
NAPTE will be the facilitating engine between the Hollywood, international, digital media, and the advertising community.
NAPTE is extremely important today. Anytime you can bring creative people together to share ideas, opportunities arise.
It's the catalyst for the discovery of the most compelling content worldwide.
With us now are Frank, Sloan, and Gil. They just wrapped up a session here at NAPTE. How are you?
Hi, Donna. Good to see you.
You too. Tell us about your session here today.
Session was a little bit about second screen applications and different ways to digitally distribute content that also works as a marketing tool. And we used two examples. We used Downton Abbey and we used True Blood.
One of the things I really liked is the fact that you didn't just repurpose the content. You didn't just take the content and replay it, but you actually did something unique. Tell us about your project, Sloan.
Well, in a way, we did repurpose the content because we took 19 hours of seasons 1 and 2 of Downton Abbey and drilled it down to 5 minutes and got it out online kind of in the same way that people expected to see viral videos from fans, but it was officially from PBS, and it worked for potential fans and existing fans. So.
Excellent. And Gil, the project True Blood that you worked on?
Yep, so for HBO we actually created a brand new episode for True Blood that only aired on Facebook, and it starred you and your friends after we did a profile scrape.
And Sloan, you were saying you don't, PBS doesn't traditionally participate in NAPTE, so what are your thoughts on participating here in 2013?
It's been great. It's been great to see all the different content and how it's being distributed across the whole spectrum internationally, so it's hopefully we can come again.
Excellent. And Frank, you're obviously a veteran here. Your thoughts on this year?
It's a really good year. It's probably the largest group that they've had at NAPTE in certainly the last 5 years. The weather's been great. There's almost everyone in our industry, in the television industry, in the digital industry, is represented here in one way or another. It's really been a great market.
Yeah, I think everybody's just having more fun this year for some reason. It's been a lot of fun. And they're nicer. It's weather?
Yeah,
people are being nice, I guess, because the weather's great. Well, stay tuned for more on Live It Up. With us now is Deborah Lee. Hello, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. Happy to be here.
And congratulations. How do you feel about being honored with the Brandon Tarnikoff Award?
Oh, I feel, well, actually very full right now. It's just sinking in, and it's such a great testament to all we've been trying to work toward at BET Network. So, I'm not only happy for myself, but I'm happy for all the employees and executives at BET who have been working so hard to create great content for our audience. And Brandon was such a role model and someone I always admired, and his passion for television and his ability to create programming that appealed to all audiences. And so to receive this award is very special.
And what was your first job in our industry? Do you remember what your early beginnings?
Oh, yeah. My first job, I was hired as in-house counsel to BET Networks 27 years ago.
So you've been a lifer, right?
I was the first in-house counsel, and I was general counsel for many years, and then I became chief operating officer, and then I became CEO 7 years ago. So I remember it like it was yesterday.
And when you received this honor, who was the first person that you called to share the news with?
Oh, that's so hard. I think I call my kids. They're both young adults, and both want to get in the music industry. Interestingly enough, and so I shared it with them.
And what is the future of BET? What's exciting? What's happening now for you that you really can't wait to just explore and celebrate?
Well, we have so much great content coming up. We've had success with sitcoms. A show called The Game that we premiered a couple of years ago is the highest rated sitcom in cable TV history. So we're hoping to hold on to that place for a while. We have a couple of more sitcoms coming up. We have a drama, our first drama starring Gabrielle Union called Being Mary Jane. I'm very excited about that. And, every year it just gets better and better. It's how do you do the mix of programming? How do you keep the ratings as high as you can, the whole daytime flow? And BT is doing really well. And then we have Centric, which is our second network. And it's a little older targeted, and that's doing really well. So it's about international expansion. It's about continuing to create great content. So the future is very bright. We just celebrated the inauguration of our president, and we covered that. So news and information is really important to our audience. So a lot of great things coming up.
Congratulations on winning the Brandon Tarnikoff Award.
Thank you so much. It's quite an honor.
Young to be a legacy winner, so you must be doing something right.
I like where this is all going. This is good. Keep going, keep going.
So Modern Family, tell us about how you are working through that, and it's wonderful, and everybody loves it.
Yeah, we feel very lucky. It's an incredible ride. We're nearing the end of our 4th season, and we've done 24 episodes a year. So at the end of this year, we'll have 96. We're doing a little math here. It's good. And so that's exciting. And, we feel really good about the show and felt good about this year, and hopefully a few more to go.
It was kind of a brave move. Families, when you're talking about a modern family, you're talking about topics that really haven't been previously covered, and you're covering them in a different way. So what made you decide to take that step out and trust your gut on this?
Well, we were just telling stories that we wanted to tell. Chris Lloyd and I, when we were trying to come up with an idea for a show, we would tell each other what happened that weekend with our families, and kind of sort of quickly figured out that was the most interesting thing we were talking about. So, hey, why don't we do a show about this? And then, let's take it and expand it and what's new about families today. So we got into a gay family and a family cross-cultural with generational differences, and off we went.
And how did you start in television? What were your early days like?
Well, my original start in television was back in 1983 or 2 or something like that, when I was a TV reporter for the ABC affiliate in Madison, Wisconsin, where I went to college. And I did TV news for a few years, and then I got into advertising, and then my first job was on the TV show Wings. I finally moved out to LA, got a writing job on Wings, and very honored that Peter Casey, who was one of the creators of Wings and Frasier, is here with me tonight, and that's quite an honor.
And I also heard Dennis Swanson out of my ear say that he also knew you way back when.
Yeah, Dennis Swanson was the general manager of WLS-TV in Chicago when I was an intern there. So, it's kind of funny how all these things intersect.
Yeah, it's like a tapestry. He won last year, you won this year.
No, he won last year. I didn't even know that. That's nice. Well, it's only fitting then.
That you're here now.
Yeah, it's the logical next step.
Tell us about your journey and why you chose this as your career.
I chose this, obliquely by working with a conductor in classic music, and one conductor is actually coming here tonight who runs the Cleveland Orchestra, and we did a lot of opera for television and ballet and concert, and from there it evolved into fictional and drama and documentary and many other facets. So it was not really my primary design to be in TV.
What makes you happiest now? Like, what are some things that you're joyful about?
Well, 40 years later, I'm very joyful when we do the live relays from the Metropolitan Opera and bring them to the German cinema. We have 200,000 people watching the Met Opera live on a Saturday night in a movie house because that combines sort of the whole circle of 40 years of what I did, which was essentially, classic music, opera, but on a media that in my old days I would have thought, would have never ever been interested in doing opera.
Now, how do you feel about the convergence of all the different traditional media, the digital media, and the things that we've been talking about here at NAPTE this year?
Well, I'm going to do a speech tomorrow. You will see it's very old world. Everyone else is talking about the clips and the I am still with my head into, creating negatives and things that will have a lasting value, that hopefully you can dust off in 10, 15 years and still look at, whether they are, pure drama or fiction or a good documentary or possibly some musical element. That's what I'm interested in, and that's, I think, what I'm going to continue to do.
With us now is John Langley, and he is an award recipient at the Brandon Tartikoff Awards. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing today?
Fabulous. Congratulations. What does this award mean to you?
Thank you. Listen, it's always very gratifying to be honored by your peers. And as you know, all the people here are my peers. There's no question about it. And I'm particularly gratified because, look, there are a dozen guys and gals that could receive this award. So I'm just one of the fortunate, lucky ones that is getting it now.
Now tell us about your path in your career, like how it started and a little bit about the journey. Just the highlights.
I started as a college professor. I was working on a doctorate in the philosophy of aesthetics. So I took a little right turn and came over to television, or a left turn, whichever you prefer. And that led writing. I had always been a writer, so that led to my getting into the business.
Excellent. And what are you most proud of?
Most proud of? I'm as proud of my failures, which is something I'm going to say in the award ceremony, as I am my successes, because the failures are the foundation of success. That's foundation for success. So I still cherish many things that didn't quite work out, but at least I tried it. I risked, and I tried to blaze a trail. It just turned out to be a dead end.
Very funny. And how about friendships along the way? Are there people or mentors or people that are in your circle of life?
Oh yeah, I've made dozens of dear friends. Greg Meidel is one of them, the head of 20th Television. I've known Greg for 20-odd years now, and he's a dear, sweet man and a personal friend for many years. We've traveled the world together for both business and for personal. There are a lot of guys like that. And women, men and women. I've met dozens of people that I cherish as close personal friends as well as business colleagues.
And when you won the award, who was the first person that you told?
When I won the award, I told my wife. She was the first that I informed of that, and she was very pleased. And I told my kids, and they just go ho hum. You know how it is. A prophet has no honor in his own home.
What Brandon's gift to our world still is is that he did set the standard, the gold standard almost, you know, because people, we all resonate with that, you know, and I think that really matters, you know, to everybody that's in the room. And it's a beautiful thing, you know, and I look forward to celebrating Brandon's life, his legacy with you year after year after year.
That's so lovely.
Because it's well deserved.
Well, the one thing that I also wanted to mention was that Brandon was someone that embraced all the genres of TV. He wasn't snobbish about, you know, he was putting on variety shows when people wouldn't even consider doing variety. And now we've come to the place where American Idol had this massive run. And the thing that I always remembered Brandon doing was sort of as zigging and zagging. You know, when people were saying comedy was dead, he put Bill Cosby and Cheers and Family Ties and all that happened. And when Modern Family became this massive hit, I thought, hooray. You know, because they're finally like opening up television again. It was so kind of a single-minded, and so just to see all these people that represent all these different parts of TV is really something that defined Brandon. He was really someone who believed in the whole pie and believed in all of it. And I feel like we're getting to that place again.
And there was certainly a lot of laughter here tonight, right?
Oh, yeah.
The first must-attend market of the year.
This is a golden age of TV right now.
Why not NAPTE? It is the quintessential place to go to present your programming for here in the United States or around the world. NAPTE is the place to be. It's the only place to be.
I'm older than NAPTE. That's scary.
NAPTE's really become a content-first market. You're now looking at a market that curtails content across the board, and that's really exciting to us.
It makes sense for us to be here to make the partnerships with the producers, with the networks who are producing these shows, so that we can connect the talent with the production.
There's something electric and exciting about the buzz here. You see deals happening, and it's commerce and entertainment and deal making and technology. It's a cool place to be.